Fund11 of Project Catalyst is here, and soon you'll be able to vote on the best projects, the best proposals for the future of Cardano. But to be able to do that, you need to register for voting now, because voting registration for Project Catalyst has already started. And in this video, we'll inform you about everything you need to know if you want to be a voter, about your timeline, the dates you need to watch out, and what you need to do to vote properly, but also inform you about how you can complete your voting registration, make sure you're properly registered, and that you'll actually earn your ADA rewards for voting and for doing solid for Cardano by selecting the best projects for the growth and the development of our ecosystem. Fund11 of Project Catalyst has just started, and there are 50 million ADAs for you to fund your project, to fund your new idea. Okay, I've done a video about the start of the Fund11 here at the top. You can check it out. This video has everything you need to know about the Fund11, namely that there are very significant changes to the Fund11, new categories, and just new dynamics. For example, you have no downvoting anymore. You have limitations to the number of proposals the same person can work on and submit. All things that I believe are very important to increase the competitiveness of Project Catalyst and to increase the number of grassroots projects that are actually funded through Project Catalyst. Besides this, we have also other great events happening in Project Catalyst. So right now we are the proposal stage, where people can come and create their proposals in idea scale, and they'll be up for the community to give feedback and for them to improve the proposal with the community feedback. But besides that, we have important things going on for voters and even for community reviewers. This is because both the voting registration period and the community reviewer registration period have just begun. Okay, of course, for voting, we have this video here where I'll dive deeper into everything you need to know about voting. For community registration, it's already live, but I'll do a video later on explaining you everything, because even though you can register already, the process is clear. The truth is that we still don't have enough information about, for example, the different levels for community reviewers. As in the last round, we know there will be different levels, like level 0, level 1, level 2 community reviewers. And there are different, let's say, requirements for you to be a part of each of the levels, but we still don't have the clarification about these requirements. But that will come soon, and when it comes, I'll do a video with all the information you need to know about the community reviewer registration period. We'll still have some time, as you can see here, before that. The period only finishes on December 10th, so don't worry. But basically, if you want to start already on idea scale, when you log in, there'll be a pop-up and you can start your registration. But if you want a full in-depth guide, if you want to know all the informations and how you can qualify for the different levels, then you should definitely subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that you get warned when this helpful video comes out. But now the focus should be on voting, and for that I think we need to start on the voting timeline that you can see here on the screen. And as you can see here, the voting registration period started on the 23rd of November. This is when I'm recording this video, but it will only come out for you later. So yeah, it will be a bit later, maybe 4 to 5 days later. But the important thing is that the voting power snapshot will be on January 15 at 9:45 p.m. UTC. Okay, so basically you need to be registered before that period, okay? And during that period, while we're having the snapshot, it's recommended that you don't change the balance of your wallet through the length of the epoch, okay? So the epoch are 5 days, so within this 5-day period, if you want to make sure, give it like 10 days where you don't change your balance, because your voting power is dependent on the amount of ADA you have in your wallet. The more you have, the more voting power. So that's really important that you keep your funds, you don't move your funds when the snapshot is going on, but until the snapshot, you can do your registration, okay? The great part is that if you've already done the registration properly for Fund 10, you don't need to do anything. But if you remember, Fund 10, you had to re-register. Even if you participated in previous rounds, it was not enough. There was a new voting system, a new way to account for rewards, and everyone needed to re-register for voting. And if you haven't done that yet, or if you haven't done it properly, even if you're able to vote, you won't get your ADA rewards. So if you want to get your ADA rewards and be able to vote, you need to make sure you're registered, re-registered. And if you want to learn more about that whole situation and how you can do it, you can check the video I have here at the top. It's a video I did for the last funding round, just showing people how to register newly on Cardano Catalyst or re-register. The process is basically the same for these funding rounds, so if you haven't done, please do. Meanwhile, if you have registered for Fund 10, I think you should definitely make sure you're properly registered. So what do you need? You basically need the PIN code for your app, okay, for the Catalyst voting app that you need to download to vote. And if you still have that PIN, you'll be able to vote. And you need the QR code that is given to you once you're doing the registration of your wallet to vote for Catalyst. So if you have the PIN and the QR code, you're safe. If by any chances you've lost them, what you should do is re-register. You should go to the old registration period again to be able to vote, or else you won't be able to do it. But yeah, if you want, you have all the information you need and everything you need to re-register. The video here at the top, the video I mentioned, so please click on it, go check it out and make sure you do everything right. The process, it's a little bit tricky, it's not super user friendly, because first you need to go to your wallet, check the wallets that are compatible with the voting on Catalyst, do the registration there through the wallet, and then you'll be able to use that QR codes in the app. You need to download the app in your phone to vote, and then you use the QR code in the app and you are able to create your own PIN to vote there. So it's kind of a tricky process. Once you finish your voting registration process, I think it is important to come back here to the voters timeline, because you have the voting registration, you finish registration, you have the snapshot, you should be registered before this date. And then after the snapshot on January 25, you need to remember to vote. From January 25 to the 8th of February, it's the voting period. It's when you can cast your votes in the app. So please remember to do that and to choose which projects can really make a difference for the future of Cardano. But then on February 15, we should have the voting results and know which projects got funded. And in mid-March, you should get your voting rewards as a little thank you for participating. Of course, voting rewards maybe are not amazing in Catalyst, depending on the number of people that are voting, but still, it's good to get some ADA out of little work you put in, just checking proposals and voting on them. And it's especially good now that you're playing an active role in deciding the future of this blockchain and hopefully choosing the best projects to succeed. And at the end of the day, that will reflect in the price of ADA and that will bring benefit to you and to everyone, I would say. So it's definitely something very interesting to do. And it's also an interesting experience because you have the chance to go through some pretty awesome projects, I would say. Here, you can also see the incentives for Fund11, namely the voter rewards, where you have 1.25 million ADA to be divided across all participants voting on Fund11. Of course, you know, the stake you have makes a lot of difference. So the more stake you have, the more voting rewards you'll be getting in proportion, I would say. But of course, here we also have some rewards for community reviewers. I think those have increased, which is significant and fair considering that they do have to put in a lot of work. Some rewards for community moderators, the ones that are checking the reviews, and also some rewards for proof of achievements, that are people checking the milestones of the projects. So here you can see everything. There's a total of 3.5 million available to distribute across the community for the different functions you can play, different roles you can have in Project Catalyst. And here, as we are doing a video about voting, the most important one is the 1.25 million in voting rewards available. So vote and you'll get a little part of that. But yeah, I think this Fund 11 is going to be pretty interesting, pretty exciting, I would say, because there are a lot of significant changes, changes that will hopefully give more opportunity to grassroots innovations, to new projects, early stage projects to come and compete and bring new things into the ecosystem, which I think is very necessary and important. So it will be interesting to see if these changes, how they will affect the results and the evolution of Cardano in the future. But even though it's super interesting to check these early stage projects, I feel also very glad to have some really awesome projects already building on Cardano. One example of that is Book.io. Book.io is revolutionizing the book industry, I would say, because they have a product, a Web3 book that is much better than the competition in Web2, to be honest. And, thanks to that, I think they have the chance to be real winners in the blockchain industry. Definitely a project worth learning more about. And if you want to do that, just check the video I have here on the end screen about Book.io for you. On my side, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for supporting. And I'll see you in the video about Book.io.